Big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers. Big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Ground 80.
Watch 2. Watch the out. Watch the out.
Under 10. Under 10. 10.
Half.
Switch.
6-6. Bullet high.
Middle.
Throwing on first down is Allen. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Falcons. Ito Smith, his 19th touchdown now on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, one word for that opening play call, and that is aggressive, but it worked. First play from scrimmage, long touchdown pass.
Well, let's be honest about it. In our production meeting last night, we talked about when would the secondary get tested. I did not say they'd get tested on play number 1. I knew as the game went along, they would take their shots. But that, as you said, a bold strike and very successful right out of the gate.
He goes, Jet! Blue 60!
43. That's right, baby. They don't want it. Jump.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Exit. Hey, Red! Hey, one set. Zoom.
Mike, 54.
To throw is Stafford. Going deep this time for Miller. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there and sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Here's a give to Smith. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Well, it certainly appears that in this game, someone has decided they're going to open up their playbook. First quarter, and we see that play. I like their style.
Strong right, strong right, strong right. 3 down, 3 down.
On second down, it's Smith. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
And it's third down.
Round 80.
Done.
Move. 3 down, 3 down.
Go.
Throwing is Allen on third.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
And finding the tight end, Hooper. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down. Gonzalez's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They try and run on first down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
2nd and 12 at the 23-yard line.
45.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, hey. Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
General West.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Test. 280. White 7.
I'm coming after you.
Alert.
Slam, slam, slam.
Hey. High 7.
Now a play fake and it's Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Takk McKinley in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Back deep, Taylor Gabriel. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline.
Falcons take over
That's it, baby.
first and
We don't work.
at their own 36-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Allen, wide open receiver, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
First down, Atlanta.
180.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Hey, hey, hey. We got 3. We got 3. 3 down. 3 down. Check. Check.
Hey, home.
Tight go. Tight go.
A first down carry for Smith. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second and very short. Allen, they'll set up the screen to Smith. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's third down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass. And sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they were able to get to him on it.
Allen going to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though.
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Stay 50, stay 50.
54, right there. 54.
Smooth.
Stafford on first down. That's caught by Howard, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3 at the 50-yard line.
Set. 180.
13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Set. 280. 59. Protein spill.
Check 24.
Hey, easy.
43 is the mic. 43 is the mic.
On second down now. It's Hunt, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Let's go.
Monday.
Buccaneers, first down.
Omaha, ready to move.
First and 10 at the 40.
On first down, it's Stafford. That one is caught by Hunt. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
22 jet bomber.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. It's caught. It's Miller. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 15-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to second and 4.
Recon, 132 fighter. 59.
9-yard line.
Hey, Echo.
They'll run with Hunt on second down. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. 5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down.
It's coming this way, here we go,
Bravo!
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4.
Let's go, tight end, let's go, right here now.
Right there. 50.
The shotgun snap for Stanford. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes the Buccaneer kicker, Matt Gay. This from 25 yards out. And Gay knocks this one through. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On 2nd down, here's Smith. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
On 2nd down, it's Smith, and he'll get it down here to the 43.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43.
Check 13. Alert, alert, alert.
I got you, baby. I got you.
Alert.
To throw, it's Allen. Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Get him.
Now Ito Smith trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And the box with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. On 3rd down, Allen. And that is incomplete. Linebacker Telvin Smith able to get a hand on it there.
Incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points seeded.
If you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
A gain of 4. It's now
from the 24, Stafford. And this one's incomplete. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And it would appear he's going to be short of a 1st down as he stopped right around the 29. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run.
We got 3, fellas.
Play action. Now it's Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's Cameron Johnston now, standing just outside his own goal line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will it be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
On 2nd down now, it's Hunt. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Gay's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll they'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Alert!
Play action. Stafford.
Hey, we got to get a stop here, D.
And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
So we got man.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. Thielen with his first catch, and it's a 1st down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
Used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 49 yards.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Well, looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed.
Check 52.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That really sets them back. A loss of 6.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Stafford. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Come on, QB, come on.
They go back to the ground with Smith. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Taken from just outside the 30. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense.
He goes, set!
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Switch up, switch up.
61, matchbox, right.
On second down, it's Hunt. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Take four, take four.
Omaha, remove.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Tack McKinley in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Allen off the play fake. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joe Schobert in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Tight.
To throw on third down, Allen. And this is going to be incomplete. Had to pass there, third and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for third and short, because when it's third and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
At their own 46-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Hey. D-line, get that quarterback. 10. 54's Mike. Check.
Buzz.
Watch the run. It's soft, baby. That's baby soft.
From the 50, it's Stafford. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
That's good for the Buccaneers. First down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Stafford now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Back now in Tampa. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the fourth quarter. They go play action here on 1st down. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup.
Where's the mic? Watch one. Watch one. All day, baby. All day.
He's coming.
Tight.
He's coming. Double up.
You draw quarters.
Check safety. Check safety.
On the bus, we go.
Again, it's Smith. He finds an opening past the 40. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. This is Smith. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Tight end right. You got 3. 3 down. 3 down.
And an alley to run. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta.
All right, I don't want to get too poetic here where they talk about, the eyes being the windows of the soul. You know what else the eyes do? They see the open spaces on a field, and those eyes carry your legs to those spots. And that's what happened on that play. He saw an opening and went and got it.
Well, he really hasn't ran the ball all game. 4th quarter here, need a big play, able to pick it up. So whatever the eyes saw and created, it worked. Here's a run on 1st down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
On 2nd down now. It's Smith. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see.
Tighten up.
Alert!
Now Allen on 3rd down. This is caught. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Hey, Haywood!
Where's the mic? Watch one. Watch one. Hey, they're scared. They're scared. So Mike's number 1. Mike's number 1. There's a part of it. Go.
From the gun, it's Allen. toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver, but it'll be second and goal.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Another shot from the one on second and goal.
Here we go, here we go.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Josh Allen, his second touchdown of the night. And the Falcons push further out in front.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt-away-the-game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Monday. Hey, Alpha.
Mike's 43.
I got him.
On second and 7, Stafford. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. Third down here.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the second level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
The Bucks on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7.
One set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the sling.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And he completes it to Hunt. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards there, and a Buccaneer first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Big 20.
Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4".
Throwing on second and long. Stafford. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Stafford now 9 of 17 through the air. Not a great percentage, but it is 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. Looking left side, he's got it complete. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
White.
45. Mike, 45.
Watch the pass.
Hey, Charlie.
Here we go. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45.
Alert.
Let's get off the field, G.
To throw again. Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
65, 65, 45, 45, 45, Mike, 45.
Oh, you got that?
They snap it to Stanford. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. A little clock management 101.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Falcons, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.